Hi everyone, it's Lorna again, coming to you from Southwark Children and Family Centres. Now, I'm going to read some stories to you today, but not just me, my colleague Jackie too, okay? So get yourself sitting comfortably, okay? And we'll begin. Okay, so see you in a bit. Bye. Hello everyone, it's Lorna here and I'm going to read you a story. Today my story is about a pig. Not the three little pigs, but one pig. And his name was Hamilton. And this is a story about Hamilton's hats. And it's written by Martine Oborne and Axel Scheffler. So, if you're ready, I'll begin. Enjoy. Hamilton the pig was very fond of hats. He had big hats. He had small hats. He had tall hats. He had floppy hats. He had stripy hats. And he had feathery hats. And suitable for every and any occasion sort of hats. In fact, he had so many hats that you would need more of your fingers and toes to count them. When Hamilton the pig's mum saw how Hamilton was messing about with his hats, she worried. "Hamilton," she would say, "you are a very vain little pig, and I do not know what is to become of you. You have many lessons to learn in life, and you will learn none of them from those hats." But Hamilton didn't listen. He was too busy tipping and cocking and raising and straightening and doing all the things you do with hats. One day, Hamilton the pig was out and about and he bumped into a giraffe. Hamilton was wearing a tall, like this one, high as a chimney sort of hat. "My hat makes me almost as tall as you," he said to the giraffe. The giraffe snorted, and with one fell swoop, he snatched up the hat and flicked it onto her head. Indeed, a very fine hat," she said, ignoring the hot little piggy below. "I should like to keep it for myself." "But if you're really determined to get your hat back, you must climb up my long, long neck to get it." Hamilton looked at the giraffe and his long, long legs and a long, long neck. Oh, it's not easy for piggies to climb, but Hamilton did want his hat back, so he decided to do it. Oh, it was horrid. The giraffe kept wriggling her neck because she said Hamilton was tickly, but Hamilton was determined to get his hat. At last, he got it. "Whee!" he cried as he slid down the back of the giraffe's neck and bumped into the ground. "I'm a very determined pig, and I have my hat." The next day, Hamilton the pig was out and about when he came across a crocodile. Now Hamilton was wearing his fierce, pointy, snap of your tail kind of hat, like this one. "My hat makes me almost as fierce as you," he said to the crocodile. The crocodile yawned, and with a quick slurpy slurp, snaffled the hat deep inside his mouth. Indeed, a very gobblesome hat. I should like to eat it for dinner," drawled the crocodile, ignoring the raging piglet. "But if you're really brave enough to get your hat back, you must come inside my hungry, hungry jaws to get it." Ooh, Hamilton looked. He looked at the crocodile's hungry, hungry jaws and his hungry, hungry smile. Oh, it's not easy for piggies to jump inside a crocodile's mouth, but Hamilton did want his hat back, so he decided to do it. Oh, it was terrifying. The crocodile kept licking his lips because he said Hamilton tasted so tasty, but Hamilton was brave, and so at last he got his hat. Hurrah! He shouted and leapt off the crocodile's tongue and ran off as fast as he could. I'm a very determined and brave pig, and I have my hat. The next day, Hamilton the pig was out and about when he met a band of monkeys. Hamilton was wearing a round, bouncy, let's play catch sort of hat, like this one. My hat makes me almost as playful as you, he said to the band of monkeys. The monkeys laughed, and with a quick flick of the tail, one monkey swiped the hat and threw it to his friend. Indeed, a very fun hat. We should play with it every day, cried the monkeys, ignoring that hangry piggy in the middle. But if you're patient, you can have your hat back when we're finished. Hamilton watched the monkeys throw the hat high into the air. It's not easy for little pigs to be patient, but Hamilton did want his hat back, so he decided to do it. Oh, poor Hamilton. It was boring. The monkeys played for hours because they said it was such fun teasing Hamilton. But Hamilton was patient, and so, in the end, he got his hat. At last, he sighed as he said goodbye to the monkeys and plodded off. I'm a very determined, brave and patient pig, and I have my hat. The next day, it was cold. Hamilton the pig was out and about as usual when he spied a tiny mouse. Hamilton was wearing a soft, teeny, let's cuddle kind of hat. My hat makes me look almost as small as you, he said to the mouse. The tiny mouse sniffled and looked up at his hat. A slow, miserable tear rolled down her cheek. What's the matter? Asked Hamilton. Oh, I'm cold and I have no house to live in. Your hat looks cuddly and warm. It would just be the thing to curl up inside on a winter's night. You want to sleep in my hat? Squealed Hamilton, horrified. Oh no, said the tiny mouse. I couldn't possibly ask you to be so kind to give me your hat. Hamilton looked at the mouse as she limped unhappily away. It's not easy for little pigs to be generous, and Hamilton did not want to give his hat away. But he decided to do it. It was nice. The mouse kept shaking his hand and saying thank you because he said Hamilton was so kind. Oh, said Hamilton, I'm a very determined, brave, patient and kind pig, but I have no hat. So, happy, hungry and hatless Hamilton, the pig, arrived home. And guess what he did? He set to work on a new and very special hat. Okay, that story is finished. I hope you enjoyed that. And why don't you try and make a little hat of your own? Okay? Take care and be safe. Bye.
Hi boys and girls, my name is Jackie and today I'm going to read A Squash and a Squeeze. And that's written by Julia Donaldson, Axel Scheffler and published by Macmillan. You ready? A little old lady lived all by herself, with a table and a chair and a jug on the shelf. A wise old man heard her grumble and grouse. There's not enough room in my house. Wise old man, would you help me please? My house is a squash and a squeeze. Take in your hen, said the wise old man. Take in my hen? What a curious plan. Well, the hen laid an egg on the fireside rug and flapped all around. knocking over the jug. The little lady cried, "What shall I do? It was porky for one and it's tiny for two. My nose has a tickle and there's no room to sneeze. My house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your goat," said the wise old man. "Take in my goat? What a curious plan." Well, the goat chewed the curtains and trod in the eggs and sat down and nibbled the table leg. The little old lady cried, "Glory be! It was tiny for two and it's titchy for three. The hen pecks the goat and the goat's got fleas. My house is a squash and a squeeze." And then she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your pig," said the wise old man. "Take in my pig? What a curious plan." So she took in her pig, who kept chasing the hen and raiding the ladder again and again. Oh no! The little old lady cried, "Stop, I implore! It was tetchy for three and it's teeny for four. Even the pig and the ladder agrees, my house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take in your cow," said the wise old man. "Take in my cow? What a curious plan." Well, the cow took one look and charged straight at the pig, then jumped at the table and tapped out a jig. Then the little lady cried, "Heavens alive! It was teeny for four and it's tweeny for five. I'm tearing my head out, I'm down on my knees, my house is a squash and a squeeze." And she said, "Wise old man, won't you help me, please? My house is a squash and a squeeze." "Take them all out," said the wise old man. "But then I'll be back where I first began." She opened the windows and flew out the hen. "That's better. At least I can sneeze again." She shooed out the goat and she shoved out the pig. "My house is beginning to feel pretty big." She huffed out and puffed and pushed out the cow. "Just look at my house, it's enormous now." "Thank you, old man, for the work you have done. It was 20 for 5, it's gigantic for 1. There's no need to grumble, there's no need to grouse. There's plenty of room in my house." And now she's full of frolics and filly-dees. It isn't a squash and it isn't a squeeze. Yes, she is full of frolics and filly-dees. It isn't a squash and a squeeze. The end. I hope you enjoyed our story. Bye.
Hello everyone, my name is Lorna and today I'm going to be reading you your nighttime story. So the book I've chosen to read is So Much by Trish Cooke and illustrated by Helen Oxenbury. Okay, let's start reading. They weren't doing anything, Mum and the baby. Nothing really. Then, ding dong. Ooh. Mum looked at the door. The baby looked at Mum. It was Auntie Bibber. Auntie Bibber came inside with her arms open wide, 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 and one big smile. "Oh," she said, "I want to squeeze him. I want to squeeze the baby. I want to squeeze him so much." And she sat the baby on her knee and played clap, clap, stamp your foot. Then she read him a book. They weren't doing anything, Mum, the baby, Auntie Bibber. Nothing really. Then, ding dong. Hello, hello. Mum looked at the door. Auntie Bibber looked at the baby. baby looked at Mum. It was Uncle Dee. Uncle Dee came inside with his eyebrows high, and his lips scrunched up small. Hello, he said. Oh, I want to kiss him. I want to kiss the baby. I want to kiss him so much. And he put the baby on his shoulders, and it felt shaky. He flipped and he flapped him over till he nearly dropped him. Oh! They weren't doing anything. Mum, the baby, Auntie Bibba and Uncle Dee. Nothing really. Then, ding dong, yoo-hoo. Mum looked at the door. Uncle Dee looked at Auntie Bibba. Auntie Bibba looked at the baby. And the baby looked at Mum. It's Nanny and Gran. Nanny and Gran came inside with their handbags cock up on one side and their brolly hook up on their sleeve. Yoo-hoo. Oh, I want to eat him. I want to eat the baby. I want to eat him so much. And they hug him, they love him, and they make him feel so cozy, singing songs and dancing till it was time to sleep. They weren't doing anything. Mum, the baby, Auntie Bibba, Uncle Dee, Nanny and Gran. Nothing really. Then, ding dong. Hey, pow. Mum looked at the door. Nanny and Gran looked at each other. Gran looked at Uncle Dee. Uncle Dee looked at Auntie Bibba. And Auntie Bibba looked at the baby. Cousin KK and big cousin Ross. Cousin KK came inside and he spun up his hat round and round like he do riding horsey. Giddy up. Hey, pow, he said. I want to fight him. I want to fight the baby. I want to fight him so much. And then they wrestled. He pushed the baby first. The baby pushed him back. He gave the baby a pinch. The baby gave him a slap. And then they laughed. And the house was full. And they sat down there waiting for the next ding-dong. They waited, and it never came. Mum said, "Is everybody all right?" And the baby and the cousins start to fight. Nanny and Gran take out the cards and dominoes. Uncle Dee start to slap them down on the table. Oh, and Auntie Bibba played music so loud. Mum said, "What madness all around." They weren't doing anything. Mum, the baby, and Auntie Bibba, and Uncle Dee, Nanny and Gran, and Cousin KK. Nothing really. Then, ding dong, I'm home. And everybody stopped. Mum picked up the baby and they all waited by the door. Surprise, everybody said, and Mum said, "Happy birthday, Daddy," and everybody joined in. Then Daddy rubbed the face against the whiskers, rubbed the baby's face against the whiskers of his chin, and Mum brought in the food that she'd been cooking. Everybody enjoyed the party, and when it was time for them to go, and everybody tired, the baby wanted to play. Mum said no. She put him to bed. The baby played bounce with Ted, played bounce in his cot, and he remembered everybody saying how they wanted to squeeze him, kiss him, and eat him, and fight him. because they loved him so much. Thank you for listening to my story, children. Now it's off to bed. Okay? Have a good night's sleep. Bye-bye.